So let's talk about what it takes to actually replace a slab. We've done this a few times. I don't recommend it because it's very, well, intrusive, for lack of a better word. Um, First of all, so this is sadly fairly common in houses built in the 70s and 80s, because when they built those houses they didn't have the rebar, they didn't have post tension, and there wasn't code, so there was nothing holding the concrete together, and then they poured concrete onto the clay soil, because we like clay in Oklahoma, and clay is very moisture reactive, meaning that it expands when it's wet, and it contracts when it dries. So we put concrete without any reinforcement, rebar, or post tension on moving soil, and we thought this was a great idea. In about mid 90s, they started making it code to have the reinforcements, and the quality of the concrete slabs have gotten better. So I say all that to say this house was built either somewhere between 79 and 81. Um, Significant movement in the slab. We end up having to pier the entire perimeter, which this is a 2,500 square foot house, so that was 37 piers. 37 piers was $30,000. So right off the bat, we're $30,000 on just the perimeter. Then we have to come in, and as you notice, to remove the slab, you pretty much got to remove everything. Like, you're not salvaging anything at this point. So we take it down to the studs, we strip out the studs, we break out the concrete. So the process of doing the piers takes about a week. The process of gutting the house, taking it down, taking the studs out also takes about another week. Then it takes a few days, at least several days, to bust out and remove all the concrete, because you can think about it, we're inside the house, so you got to manually bust this stuff up and take it out there, and then we had the dump truck running, hauling this stuff off. So you take 2,500 square feet of concrete and throw it in the yard. So at this point, we had the pictures from last time we were here, and it was just a dirt floor. We've exposed this much. So, oh crap, what did it cost? I think it cost about $10,000 to remove the slab. And it cost about $10,000 to demo the house. So we're $50,000 in, and then we do plumbing. Now, plumbing isn't technically foundation related. However, it has to be fixed, it has to be inspected, and the only way to really do it right is why the slab is out and you have access to it, might as well go ahead and do it. So we're talking another $10,000 in plumbing. So we're $60,000 in to this point on the remodel. Now we're going to pour concrete. We're scheduled to pour concrete tomorrow. They're going to come in here, and it takes a special pump truck to pour the slab back in here. That will be another $10,000 or $12,000 for concrete and labor to do it, because you have to have the special pump truck, and then again, working concrete inside a house is a little bit cumbersome. It's a little bit more labor intensive than using equipment on the outside. Like if you're pouring a fresh slab without any of the walls, it's a lot easier to navigate and be accessible. Well, so we pour the concrete back. Well, now we have a blank slate. Either way, we are $75,000 in the remodel at this point. Then, as you noticed, we weren't able to salvage everything, so we got to come back and reframe everything. We got to rewire everything. We got to, of course, do all new plumbing. We got a new heat and air system, because the old system was in ducts were in the ground, ducts were shot. So we are completely roughing in, redoing all the utilities in this house. And now we did take the advantage of the fact that we have a blank slate, and we're going to change move some stuff around, and we're going to make it a five bed, 3-bath house, about 2,500 square feet. So it'll be a nice, good sized house, nice open kitchen. Rearrange the kitchen, put the big island in with the kitchen sink in the middle. So we modernize it, and we'll make this look. It'll be really nice. Anyhow, so after we put in the slab, we're back to square one: framing, electrical, plumbing, heat and air, and we got a drywall. And then we get to go through all the cosmetic finishes. Of course, we have exterior work. We'll have to do the siding and the roof, but this just the slab itself, replacing this, just fixing the foundation of this house was $65,000, and then we spent another $20,000. Well, it's actually more than that. It's $20,000 just on the demo and the replumb at this point, not to mention all the framing costs, all the electrical costs. We went from $120,000 budget to $180,000 remodel budget on this house. 150. Bought it for 100, 110. What did I buy this for? 110, I think. We're going to spend 150 to 180. So we're probably going to be close. We're going to be upper 200s on this by the time we're done. Good news, we should be able to list about three and a half, about 350. So we're still okay, and we're still going to make some money on this deal. But and this is a word of advice: if you don't understand foundations, get somebody out. Get out, preferably an engineer, because you call a foundation company, well, they make money by selling you a product. But get an engineer out, because if you got in this and you paid more than what I did, thinking that you didn't have to go through the extent of the work, this could have turned out to be very devastating, because this an extra $65,000 that wasn't planned on is significant. Now, I say that, I mean, we knew there was foundation issues, and it was obvious. When we originally walked through the house, I thought it was limited to just a portion or half the house, and we were just going to have to replace half the slab. When we got here and we demoed it out and we saw how bad the cracks actually were, we went to 100% replacement. So that was when I walked the house before I bought it. It was a hoarder's house, so I mean there was a lot of stuff in here, and we had a few trails and walked through, and we could feel the foundation movement, but we didn't have access to really feel the entire slab out because of how much stuff was in here. I mean, if we go back to the before pictures, I mean, we hauled off at least a dozen of those 30-yard dumpsters full of stuff from this house. We're replacing the slab here at 89th. So what we have done to get to this point, obviously we've demoed out the concrete. We went ahead and reran all new drains and PEX lines that you can see here, had the plumbing inspected. Now we're getting ready to pour the slab. So before we pour the slab, we do a termite treatment. Then we do Visqueen. This is a waterproof barrier. And then we do the rebar. It's 24-inch on center all the way, front to back, side to side. We dial into the existing footers. You can see here that they've been, rebar has been dialed in. And then when you're pouring concrete, it's a 4-inch thick slab. So the little white plastic pieces is holding the rebar at the right height. So it's right in the middle of the slab. That helps hold everything together. Of course, we tie each of the intersections together so we keep it in place during the pour and for longevity purposes. Then we'll come in the morning, and we'll have a specialized pump truck for pretty much like a big, I mean, it's a big ass hose. It's a long hose, and it's really a fascinating contraption. You have the concrete truck, and then you have the pumper truck. Of course, it's not here. I'm visualizing in my head because we've done this a few times. You have the pumper truck that pumps it through probably a 200-foot hose that you run from the street, and you can run it through the window, you can run it through the door. Last time we did this, we had busted out all the windows, so it was easier. But since this place had brand new windows when we bought it, we boarded up the windows. So they're going to have to come through the front door and through these sliding glass doors, and maybe hopefully, well, through the garage, obviously. You see the 2x6s. Those are temporary supports to hold the roof and the rafters in place while we're pouring the concrete. They're sitting on temporary blocks, so once we get the concrete poured, we will come in and we will reframe everything and put the supports and the headers back in place, and then we'll remove these temporary supports. So it's a little hard to visualize visualize right now. Now it helps me because I saw the house beforehand, and I also did the sketch of the layout. We walked through and kind of laid it out, and I did the sketching for for the permit. But obviously this is the garage. You'll come in right over here into the laundry room, so the washer and dryer will stack right over here against this wall. You'll come in, that will be a bedroom and a closet. This will be your third bathroom, so it'll be a mother-in-law type suite where it's a bed and bath on this side of the house. You'll come in, so this will be the mudroom, the laundry area. You'll come around here, and this is the kitchen. So you'll have the back wall, you'll have cabinets and the oven here. You'll put the sink there and the large center island. You have this little breakfast nook here and open, so this kitchen dining will be open to the living room. Here we will have the office, 5th bedroom office here in this corner. This will be part of the entry over here into this space. You'll have your hall bath. So this will all be living room. Over here, the hall bath, you can see the plumbing coming up. Then you have bedroom 1, bedroom 2 with closets in between. And this will be the master bedroom, master closet, 2 closets, and then the master bath. And they have the walk-in shower and the standalone tub. This will be the front door, your 2 back doors. It's easy for me to see it because I've done this enough times, and I understand what it's going to look like. And it's but that being in real estate so long and having remodeled so many houses, one of my gifts in this business is the vision to be able to walk into a place that is in condition like this or whatever shape it's in, and I can visualize and I can see what it's going to look like when it's done. And then I've figured out how to work with my guys and my contractors so I can translate or tell them what I would like to see, and then they are able to build it out. So, I can mentally picture what this place is going to look like in 90 days. Now, you're going to have to watch the videos and follow along for the next 90 days to get to see what it looks like. But it's going to be an interesting transformation. Like, this is something you just kind of keep an eye on, just because this isn't something that you see every day. Like, everyone talks about flipping houses and going and painting the walls and putting in a new kitchen and doing some tile. How many people come and rip out a slab and reframe a house? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some of us, but we do it more than I like to. Anyhow, I think this concludes today's whatever this is.